everyone, welcome back to Dimitra's Dishes. So today I'm going to be bringing to you a really delicious dish, and I'm really excited to teach it to you because from start to finish it's done in 30 minutes and actually almost less than 30 minutes, but we'll call it a 30-minute meal. And it's really simple, it's really easy, it's healthy, it's light, it's delicious, of course, as usual. It's my one-pot chicken, it's almost like chicken parmesan pasta. I don't have Parmesan in it, so I don't know if I should call it a Parmesan. I'm using feta and mozzarella instead. This is inspired by Martha Stewart's very famous one-pot pasta meal, but this is just my version of it. We're going to go over the ingredients and then we are going to get started. But before we do that, my pot is really hot, so I'll add olive oil, a little bit of olive oil to it, just a couple of tablespoons. And then I'll add the chicken to it. I'm using cut up chicken thigh meat that's boneless. You can use chicken breast or really whatever cut of chicken that you like. Boneless makes it really quick and easy to prepare. So we're putting our chicken in here. We're just going to brown it for about 5 minutes. And I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. We always season both sides as we go so that way there's flavor throughout the dish. As soon as one side is done browning, I'm going to do the same thing with the other. But we have our chicken in here, our oil, we have mozzarella cheese, and I know how much you guys like cheesy dishes, so I'm using mozzarella cheese, some really good feta cheese, a little bit of frozen spinach, olive oil, salt, pepper, oregano. I'm using already pre-made marinara sauce. It's like a pasta sauce. You can find it in your supermarket. If you want to make your own, feel free and make it, but I'm keeping it really simple and quick and easy, so that way this is a dish you can just make in like no time. And then pasta. You can use any pasta you like. I'm using spaghetti, but I've made this using penne or any of the short like fusilli or anything like that, bow tie. Any pasta you like, use that. My kids love spaghetti, so that's what I'm going to use. So I'm doing this over high heat in this big pot that I have over here. I won't rush. It releases much easier once it browns properly, so take your time with that. Okay, so you're just looking for a little bit of color on the chicken. It's not going to cook completely, especially if you're using a chicken thigh meat like I am. I like chicken thigh meat because it stays really juicy. You don't have to really worry ever about overcooking it. So I'm going to take this out right now. Set it aside. And these bits that are like stuck here on the bottom of chicken, those are known as extra flavor, so make sure you don't get rid of those. Now to this I'm going to add some water. A whole jar, this is 25 ounces of tomato sauce. I should have added the sauce first and then rinsed it out with the water, but well. I'm going to raise the heat to high, and then I'm also going to add my frozen spinach. I'm going to cover the pot and let this come up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, then I'm going to add my pasta, and it's going to be so much closer to being ready. So it takes a couple of minutes for it to come to a boil, but you want to make sure you don't, rush this part. So once it comes to a boil, now we're going to add our pasta. Our pasta. We're just going to add our chicken back in here. A little bit of salt for the pasta. We can always add more later. I'll add a teaspoon right now. And then we're just going to cook this. We're going to let it simmer once the pasta all, softens up and falls in here for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, it should be completely done and your meal will be completely ready, and we'll just add the cheese to it. Okay, so at this point you could just add a tiny bit more olive oil to this just to make sure that the pasta stays nice and separate. And every few minutes, or as frequently as you think is necessary, go in there and just move it around and give it a nice stir so that way it doesn't burn on the bottom and it cooks evenly and everything will be nice and beautiful when you're done. I'm just going to cover this, and after a few minutes I'm going to go in there and just give it a nice stir. All right, so it's been cooking for exactly 15 minutes, simmering, and the pasta is completely ready. I'm just going to taste the sauce part for seasoning. To me, that's perfect, but taste it and see if it needs more. I'm gonna add some dried oregano on here. You could have added this when we added the sauce. I just didn't think of it, but it's okay. You can add oregano, you could add basil, fresh parsley, whatever you want. Now, it's completely ready, just like this, just as is. You can serve it up like this, but I'm gonna add some feta cheese to this. I'm gonna crumble it up and add it in there, and mozzarella. Instead of feta cheese, you can do Parmesan, you know, that's fine too. But I love the way the spinach and the feta goes together, so I'm just gonna add this in here. And it's totally up to you how much you wanna put in here. There's really no measurement. I'm gonna mix it up, and I've turned the heat off from underneath. But the feta will soften up and it'll just be perfect. Now, I don't like to add the mozzarella cheese in there. You could if you want to. I like to add it on top. And let me get some chicken pieces. I mean, tell me who wouldn't want to eat this? And then I'm just going to put some mozzarella cheese on top, and it'll melt slowly from the heat that's coming out of this pasta and chicken. Just like that, beautiful, delicious. All you need is a nice salad on the side. It's too hot for me to taste, you guys, but I'm pretty sure you can tell the way it looks, how delicious it is. The recipe, as always, in the description box down below. Make sure you check it out. I'll put links and similar recipes up in the card box. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, thumbs up this video, and share pictures with me of your recreations of these recipes on my social media. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.